What's up guys, Alex here, GuitarForce.com. So as you can see today we're going to take a look at Taking Care of No Business by Jimi Hendrix. This is one of his kind of obscure songs that you can find on different compilations. I have it on my 4 CD box, which was released I think in 2000, which has a purple cover and it's kind of tall like that, like a little book. There is 2 discs on each side and some pictures in between, which is really nice. This was requested and supported by R. Brett. I'm sorry I couldn't get the first name, but big thanks goes out to him for the support. This song is pretty straightforward, nothing too complicated. It's just Jimmy playing on the clean guitar and singing, and it's primarily just chordal work, using some embellishments and a little bit of transition parts, which are not too complicated. Which is great for beginners, in my opinion, to get into Jimmy's style of playing. By the way, speaking of Jimmy's style of playing, if you haven't had a chance to check out my course, which is a huge course in 2 parts, which is called Get Experienced, and it's more than 4 hours of information breaking down Jimmy's style of playing. The link is going to be in the description box down below. Please check it out. There is a little video explaining all of the parts, all of the topics which are broken down in that course. So if you're interested, please check it out. The tabs for this song, if you need them, are going to be available at GuitarForce.com. And regarding tuning, we're going to be in half step down on all the strings, which is kind of standard for Jimmy. But towards the end of his career, Jimmy would use, as you know, the tuners, the standard concert pitch is 440 Hertz, but Jimmy would use a lot of times 432. So if you would like to tune up and play along with this lesson and with the original song, what do you have to do if you use the tuner? You have to set it up to 432 and then tune down all of your strings half a step, okay? For this lesson I was using the VST plug-in guitar rig. I'm going to show you the picture of the preset right now. While you are checking it out, I'm going to play you my low E string so you can tune up and play along with this lesson. Alright guys, one more thing before we start the lesson. If I make a kind of cover playthrough of this song, I'm going to post a link in the description box down below as well. If you're interested, check it out. Without further ado, let's go for the close-up and start the lesson. Alright, so we're going to break down this song into sections. We're going to start off with the intro, which is just 2 bars. So it goes like this. So we have a slide out, then we go to the G chord, G major, and before we get into breaking down the whole song, just want to mention that the rhythm that Jimmy is using, it's a shuffle rhythm, so it's always the first note is longer, the second is shorter. Okay, so that kind of rhythm. And also a lot of times Jimmy would use this kind of breaking up the chord, so he would play the bass note first and then the rest of the chord. And in the intro we go for the G major chord, like I said, starting with the low E string first, and then he would play different strings, so he would play the whole chord, but in the beginning he would concentrate mostly on the lower strings, then add the high strings. So just listen carefully to the song and follow along with the song. So starting off with the G, then we have this transition, single notes, 5th fret on the A string, then going to the D, 2nd to the 4th fret, or you can play the open D like that, and then going back to the low E 3rd fret, and we go into the verse. So one more time, the intro. And we go into the verse here. So first I'm gonna play it through, then we're gonna break it down. So it goes like this. Okay, so each of the chords we're going to be playing for 1 bar, so 4 beats altogether, starting with the G major, using the shuffle rhythm, and then, like I said, breaking up the chords, so playing the bass notes first, then adding the whole chord. After the G, we go to the E7. You can slide into this note, the E here, the bass note, and then adding the whole chord. E7, which looks like this. Then we go for the A7 with this voicing. So we have the 7th interval on the B string here, like that. A lot of times Jimmy would use this kind of grip where he would play the chord with his thumb and then the rest of the notes playing like that. And a lot of times he would not play the A string. So it's muted, like that. Then we go to the C7. So we play it for 3 beats, and then we play this just little add-on kind of embellishment. So adding here the 5th frets on the B string, doing this kind of going from C7 to C9, dominant 9 chord. So this C for the whole bar for 4 beats. Then we go back to the G again, E7, A7, back to C7. Then we go for the D7, and we're going to be playing this chord for 3 bars. Then we have on the 4th bar we have a stop, and then so this little melody, 5-3 on the B string for 2 times, then 3-4 on the G, going back to the G chord. So that's the verse, the whole chord progression, basically just repeating the first 4 chords 2 times, and then we go for the D7 for 3 bars. Then we have the stop melody, and then we go into the chorus. So again, I'm gonna play it through and then we're gonna break it down. So it goes like this. Okay, so for the chorus we have G again, G major, then going again E7, A7, each of these chords for 1 bar. Then we go for the C, and it's kind of like a power chord, and then halfway through we change it to C minor, so this shape going from C, C minor, then G again for the whole bar, again going for the D7, stop, and again the melody. Exactly the same as in the verse. So that's the chorus, that's the first verse and the chorus. Then we go into the second verse, which is practically the same thing. So I'm just gonna play through. There are little differences here and there and little fills that Jimmy does, and I'm gonna play it through, and where it's needed, where it's changed, I'm gonna show it to you. So again, we have the G, going to E7, A7, C7, G again, E7, A7. Okay, so here the second time when we play the C7, we have this little kind of bass run. So we play the C7 for 3 beats, and then the 4th beat we have, so C note here, 3rd fret on the A string, then open 4, 5 on the low E string, a triplet, and we get into the D9 chord. So now this shape, D7 or D9, doesn't really make a difference, but Jimmy does again the little trick when staying on the D9, so you might as well play the D9 chord here. So again, for 3 bars we play the D9 or D dominant 7, and in the second bar of that D9 we have the added 13 going to D9. So I'm gonna play through these 3 bars just to show you how it goes. So it goes like this. Okay, so during the second bar, when we stay on the D9, on the 3rd beat, 3 and, we add the 7th fret here on the high E string. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and, like that, okay? Like that. Then we go to the 3rd bar of the D9. And here we have on the 4 ends of the 3rd bar, we have this transition. So 5 on low E going to the D note again here, and then kind of arpeggiating the D9 chord, and then going into the melody. Like that, okay? So that is the only difference in this verse, in the second. Then we go into the second chorus. Again, it's practically the same thing. So again, G, E7, A7, C to minor, G, D7, and again going to D7, stop, and then we have the melody. Exactly the same. So that is the second chorus, and then we go into the sort of little solo that Jimmy does with his voice, but the chords underneath the solo are practically the same as for the verse. So we have the G, going to the E7, A7, C7, repeat, G, E, A, C, then we go to the D7, G, D, and then here, so after the D7, go into G, D7, stop. Then we have the melody, but it's just playing between 5 and 3 on the B string for 3 times, like that. And then we have the transition part, just like we did in the intro, with a slight variation in the rhythm. So we have the G, and then 5 on the A, 2 and 4, but we play as the quarter notes. Like that. So that is the solo: G, E7, A7, C7 for 2 times. Then we have D7, G, D7 with the stop and the melody, just playing between 5 and 3 on the B string for 3 times. Then G, stop, the transition part, and then we go into the last verse. So again, it's exactly the same. There are a few variations that Jimi does, so let's break it down as we go along. So starting off with the G, here we have 5 to 7 going to the E7 chord. Here we have a triplet, so as we stay on the chord. Then we have a triplet, so hitting the chord on the 4th beat of the bar, and then going down chromatically 7, 6, 5 to the A7 chord. So like that. Then we go to the C, but instead of playing it here, we go up to here. So that's what we do. So we go to this position right here, and then we're going to be adding the 9th, which is here. So it's like that. Playing the C chord, then 2 times edit 9, and alternating it with the just regular C chord. Then hitting the chord again on the lower register. Low E open string as a passing note, going to the G. All right. So from the A7, back again to E7, A, and here it's predominantly playing the A power / A major chord. C for half a bar, adding the C minor for half a bar. Then we go to the D9 chord for 3 bars. Okay, again, when we go to the D9 chord, the first 2 bars are exactly the same as we did previously, so just staying on this chord, playing the bass note first, then adding the rest of the chord. Then when we go to the 3rd bar, we play the bass note, and then we play. So now we do 2 times of these. The first one starts on the 2nd beat of the bar, so we have like that. So adding the dominant 13, alternating with D9. And then again we have kind of arpeggiating the D9, just the first 2 notes, like that. So sliding into the D, then adding the F sharp here, and then the melody. Going to the chorus, practically the same thing as we did earlier. So again, the G, E7. Now here, just for this bar, maybe accidentally or maybe on purpose, Jimi played the 2nd inversion of the C, so adding the G note here. So that's why you hear this kind of more kind of heavier chord sound. And again, we play the C major or C power chord for the first part of the bar, then we switch to the C minor. Then we go to the G. Playing the G chord, and then we play the melody, but just playing between 5th and 3rd frets as the chord rings out for 3 times like that, okay? So that's the chorus, And after that we go into the outro, which is practically following the same chord progression, but we have a few variations there as well. So let's break it down as we go along. So we have the G, so G chord, then open G string on the 4 and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then Jimmy plays the B notes here, but he's still playing the E7 chord. So this is another, just playing another bass note over that E7 chord. So instead of E, we have the B in the bass. Going to A7, C7, G, E7, A7, C7, G. So here when we play the G, when we go to the G, we play the first bar as it is, so G, just like that. Then he plays the 5th note, the 5th interval of the G, which is the D. He still holds the G chord like that, but plays the D, and then adds this melody again, playing between 5th and 3rd frets. So these 2 bars. Then as a passing note we have the low E string open. Back again to the G chord. Then again to the D notes, and again playing this part. So we do it for 2 times, okay? Alternating the G bass notes with the D bass note and adding the hammer-on pull-off. Not the hammer-on pull-off, but 5th, alternating the 5th fret and the 3rd fret. So altogether these 4 bars going to be like this. Then we continue again the 5th bar with the G chord, the regular, E7, C7. So C7 we played for 2 beats, and then we slide up to the D7. So we have like that. So each of the chords for 2 beats, for half a bar. Back to G, adding the 5th and 3rd fret, A7, C7, C minor, each of the chords for half a bar, and the ending is going to be G. So we play the G chord, the melody, then playing the G here, and then going up to this position right here, like that. So I'm gonna play the outro, all of the parts together, so you can see how they are played all together. So it goes like this. Alright guys, so that was it for this lesson. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, comment, share, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Don't forget to visit GuitarForce.com for more guitar lessons. In the meantime, till next video, I'll see you again. Take it easy, and as always, let the force be with you.